Hey there YouTube, KS Cuber here. I have not made a video in a little while. I know I mentioned I was going to buy some new cubes in the last video I should say. Have not bought those yet, or at least have not unboxed those yet. I actually did buy some cubes about 2 weeks ago. One order from Late Take, which that'll be coming in a little while. That'll be a video to watch. There are a lot of cubes there, about a $600 and some order of just like 200 and some cubes. So that'll be really crazy. But before that, a quick warm-up, I bought a box from eBay, which should have some good cubes in there, some Moyu stuff, some other stuff. Without further ado, let's get into it here. Ordered from Australia. I'll bring it into my area here, but as you can see, it's a security screen. It spent like 10 days in customs. I guess I had to make sure there's nothing weird in there. So anyway, let's unbox it and see what we have. Okay, well, pardon the weird camera setup here, but let's bring the box into frame. Not sure I want to be able to see some cubes, and if these are close-ups later. But kind of the overhead cam thing, let's see how that works out. Let's just start opening this thing up. It came all the way from Australia, if I didn't mention that before, and it is definitely very well packed. From that, and like I said, the security screen, so I'd be curious to see if there's any sort of, I don't know what you call it, they open it up and we're looking through this thing, or who knows exactly. So I guess we'll see once we get open what's up. Just kind of sawing through the cardboard here because I don't know the exact cut marks. It seems to be a fairly well packed box. There we go. Puzzles are supposed to be brand new, so I guess we'll see exactly how true that is. They are not boxed, but they have not been used, according to the guy I bought them from. There's definitely some more modern puzzles in here, so that'll be interesting to try some of those out. Okay, so I guess that is all for that box there. It's kind of all mixed in here. That's the bulk of the cubes right there. I guess he includes some fidget spinners and some miscellaneous stuff there. Knew that was there, but I don't really know what I'm going to do with all that stuff. Not really into that. And this is really cool here, so I guess I'll go through that here in just a minute. Let's just go through these cubes one by one. Like I said, he says that these were just for display, completely unused. And so far, just look at condition, all that, I'd have to agree with that. I'm pretty sure this one, he had stickers on all of them exactly what they were. This is a Chi Thunderclap, which I'm not sure it's a V1 or V2. I'm not that well versed on them. First impressions on this, wasn't this a budget cube? Because this thing really, it's heavy. I like the weight of it. A lot of these budget cubes like the Warrior W and everything. Nothing against the Warrior W, but it's a lot lighter weight, which I have one right here, obviously. It's super flip. But anyway, so I guess I have a Chi Thunderclap. That's what that one is there. There's supposed to be a Warrior W in here, so I guess that would be this one. I really do like the textured plastic on this cube here. And actually, this is... I've not quite established a main right now, but I'm going to call this my main right now. It's the one I've been solving most with my other one there. Then next up here, we have a Mohong Shao. So I don't remember. I think it's the Mars cube. I might be wrong about that. But if I remember correctly, this is the Szechuan Mars or something like that. I might be completely butchering the name on that. But not sure which version this is again. Seems to be a pretty nice cube. Corner cuts, 45, pretty easy. The whole goal of this buy here was really to get some nice speed cubes, try out the market a little bit. I don't like to try a lot of the higher end cubes, you know, the $15 to $20 ones, because they're just really expensive to try out. So I got a fairly good deal on this one, and I was able to try out just a good variety of the higher end stuff here. Actually, do not remember which one this is. This is a Moyu of some sort. I don't think that's the Oolong Mini. I know there's an Oolong Mini in here somewhere. That's probably the Oolong Mini right there. So there's the Oolong Mini, 54.5 millimeter, I think. Moyu Oolong Mini. I'll be interested to try out because I know the Oolong was a main for a lot of people. Oolong Mini, I'm not super well versed in my cubes, so excuse that. Anyway, I have a Yushin somewhere here. Is it? That might be the Yushin. Yeah, I think so. I thought it was going to be the Yushin Fire, but I think this is actually the Yushin Standard version, which I really do like that one. Was basically my main for the longest time. It was the only speed cube I had once I sold them all off, and that. So anyway, I'm pretty sure that's a stickerless version of that. I've been wanting one of those for a while, so that's really cool. Next up here, this is a Moyu Hualong. I remember that much. Like I said, this is one I've had before. This one is a lot plasticier feeling than the other ones there. I'm not sure if I quite like it. I mean, it was my first speed cube, but I'm not sure if that really... It's quite my favorite. The plastic definitely feels a little bit more brittle, a little bit harder. Remember correctly, this is another Moyu Huolong. It definitely sounds like it. This one turns fairly well too. This one cuts a little bit better. But all in all, Moyu Huolongs. And I'm still not sure exactly which one this is. Just give me a second here, I'm going to look that up. Okay, well I'm dumb. Actually, I took this out of the box here. This is the Moyu Huolong GTS2. I was kind of thrown off by the smaller size of it initially. I think this one is 55.5 millimeters, which is kind of odd feeling. It's almost as small as the Mini Huolong, but actually, let's just try corner cutting here. Corner cutting seems to be really good, so actually I'm pretty impressed with this cube. This has the potential to be my main. I've heard a lot of people say good things about it, so I guess we'll see. Also, this one here, this is the Mohan Shosu Chufeng 3x3. Totally messed up that name, I'm sure. Not the Mars Cube. I'm not sure exactly which one that is in comparison. Haven't even heard of this one, so I didn't know exactly what the brand on it or anything was. I guess that's the full name. That is a pretty nice one. I also have a Shengshao Master Morphix here, which that turns... Nope, there you go. Just have to get it turning in the right axis. Never liked Master Morphix. I had one a while back. Could never figure out how to solve it or anything. I think it's about time to try and figure out how to solve it. Definitely new though, because I think I just broke a piece of flash off the piece and now it turns pretty well. And then over here I have a... Let's see, this must be a Meffert's Master Pyraminx. Whatever the 4-layered version is called, or I should say, I don't know, what did they call the higher order Pyraminxes? I don't know, this is one up from the standard Pyraminx. And this is the Professor Pyraminx. This is the 5-layered version, so that's really cool. Little ends actually are hard to turn, but I was really impressed by the turning on this puzzle. I really expected these to turn, well, not that good, I don't know. They're expensive, but from what I've heard, they're not very good for speed cubing. Because I'm sure it's still not, like, world class as far as speed cubes go, but this thing turns pretty well. I'm actually pretty impressed. Turns better than, like, an original Pyraminx from Tommy or whatever they call those. Then I have a couple speed Pyraminxes, which, oh man, I'm horrible at Pyraminx. This is a Moyu speed Pyraminx, and I know I have a magnetic Pyraminx here somewhere, so which one is it, I wonder? Is this the magnetic, or is that one the magnetic? I think this one's probably the magnetic one. Yep. Anyway, either way, 2 Moyu Pyraminxes. I've had one of these before. These are the new and improved ones. Supposed to be pretty good. I've never been very good at Pyraminx, never really practiced Pyraminx, but that's what it is. It's nice to have 2 nice ones I can practice on. A super floppy cube. I forget who exactly this is by, YJ or something similar, or Lan. So Lan super floppy. Anyway, that is really cool. Haven't had a floppy cube in a while, a 1x3x3. This one has Cubesmith stickers on it, and should be nice to solve. Turns very well. A lot more durable feeling than the one really cheap one I had a while back with the flexible centers that just broke really quick. The horrible floppy cube. Cool. I like floppy cubes. Next up here, a couple Scubes, which I'm not sure exactly which one this is. A Mofang Yi. So I guess it'll be Chi Yi Speed Scube. Again, no good at Scube whatsoever. Haven't had a Scube in 6 months plus. Had one a while back. Haven't had one since. Just go through the full cycle of that thing. I know how to solve a Scube, the easy method, but that's about it. And then we have this other Scube here, which I actually thought this was going to be the sculpted one, the kind of one with the indents or anything, but I guess it's just this plain up Scube. I believe this one's magnetic, but not 100% sure. So anyway, got some Scubes, have some Pyraminxes, and I guess I have a couple more puzzles here to show off. See if I can get that one back. Let's just do a Scube solve on camera for the first time in a long time. Let's see if I can even solve a Scube. That'll be interesting to see. Ready, set, go. I'm even going to scramble it more than it was. It wasn't very scrambled. Okay, and I think you go like this. Alright. Okay, never mind. That was super easy, super quick. Have a mini... Wow, actually that turns impressively well. Mini Cyclones Boys, like a little 40mm mini cube. Sorry, it's out of focus there, I just noticed. Hopefully these other ones weren't. Anyway, that turns better than I thought it would. It's not exactly... I don't think I'll cut corners that well. Actually, it does. I'm impressed. I've never tried out the mini Cyclone Boris cubes. That one seems pretty good. Have a mini, what is this thing called? Diane Zanchi. Right here, 42 millimeter. That one turns okay, a little bit stiff. And then my favorite mini cube. This is a Shengshao Linglong, 46 millimeter. As you can see, that one doesn't cut corners very well either, but it definitely turns a little bit better. Excuse me, focusing issues on this thing here. Definitely not super well lighting, and I definitely should manually focus before I actually start shooting. So if there are any focus issues before, please pardon that. As a 30 millimeter Maru smaller cube. So anyway, that actually turns impressively well. I think it's on very loose tensions right now. No, it's not. It just really, it's very light. Like, I mean, it just flows. It's just super. I could do like a, nah, it's just 2. But anyway, it feels very loose, even though it's not. Sure, that's good or bad, but it's definitely interesting. I also have a Meffert's Challenge, which I guess is their standard Pyraminx here. It's really interesting how it is pillowed like that. Never had a pillowed Pyraminx, much less a Meffert's Pyraminx. I like the texture on the tiles too, or on the stickers, I should say. A textured sticker. So anyway, here's an interesting puzzle. Let's move this back a little bit. That is the Ganz 2x2. It's basically made out of a 356 core, I believe, and then it has these little 2x2 blocks, which actually can be used. You can put 3x3s in there to make it a proper working 2x2. But actually, I'd assume the cubies are about the same size as the super big 3x3 up there. So let's take that down and compare it quickly. Actually, quite a bit bigger there. The super big 3x3 cubies are exactly 57 millimeters, or about the size of one Rubik's Cube. These ones are actually a bit larger, so that's actually really cool. It'll be interesting to see how this thing solves, but it's really something I just wanted to have in the collection, and I did not know that you could actually buy those separately, which I guess you can. They're like 70 bucks or something on the site, which is just a little bit under what I paid for the whole lot, so I got a good deal on this thing. That is pretty much the piece of the collection there, along with, I guess, some of this Professor Pyraminxes and stuff, which those are really interesting, but I'm not sure how much they'll solve those actually. This is really cool though. Obviously it's a cube storage box, meaning that you can take off the edges and put cubes in there, which would also give you your color scheme. So let's put that together and see how that looks. Whew. Well, I gotta tell you, that thing was a challenge to get together. To get all those cubes in there and not have them pop off, which I'm even gonna try to pop one off here, but I'll show you later. These pop off of here very easily, so trying to get those corners in there without them all popping apart, well, it's kind of a nightmare. Let's try and scramble it up and solve it without it breaking and just see if I can get a solve in even. I'd definitely say it's more of a novelty / cool cube storage solution than an actual speed cubable large cube, which I definitely expected. But it's unfortunate how fragile it is. I'm going to be very careful here. I'm going to try maybe just top turns or something similar. Nah, see this one right is popping off. So I want to show you how this thing comes apart. Basically, these pop off, the cube comes out. These pop off, the cube comes off. Without the cubes in there and with the cubes in there, it turns very well. But if you can't get it to stay together with all the cubes in there, it's definitely not a viable thing to speed solve or solve it in any sense of the thing. So anyway, it's a really cool piece nonetheless. Definitely a cool cube storage solution, but not really realistic for solving. It'll go cool with my super big 3x3, and I can put some cubes and checkerboard in there, and that should be pretty cool. Anyway, as you can see, without any cubes in there, it actually turns very well. I mean, I could probably do some interesting stuff with that. I was curious to see if it could be solved. I guess maybe get all the G's on one side or something similar like that. Yeah, that's possible. So I guess you can solve it with the Ganz logo on there, but with all the cubes in there, it's not going to be solvable. So nonetheless, very cool, something that I just be cool for my collection. In summary, I guess these are the cubes I picked up here. Very scrambled little unboxing. Like I said, I'm getting a giant order from Light Take coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Once that gets here, hopefully I can do that in a less, I don't know what you call it, scattered way. Should be a little bit easier. Actually, I really like this cube here. This mini oolong is really neat. Haven't tried the oolong before, now I'm starting to see why it's everybody's main. I really didn't like the Weilong quite as much. Like, not at all, actually. And then, of course, the Moyu Weilong GTS2 seems to be much improved. It seems like a little bit lighter weight oolong, in my opinion. Not much about the cube structure or anything. And this one actually feels pretty good, too. This is the Mohuan Shusu. I should really stop trying to pronounce that. And then obviously the Warrior W, and then this is the Thunderclap V1. I see why a lot of people like the Thunderclap. This one is actually really nice. It's definitely not... It seems to catch a little bit, and I can imagine corner twisting and stuff on there, but all in all, it's a really cool puzzle. And then obviously the Meffert's collection, which would be the Pyraminx, which this one's actually pillowed. I guess they're all pillowed. The Master Pyraminx and the Professor Pyraminx, obviously cool for collection. Master Morphix, neat puzzle to solve. I have to try and figure out how to solve that. And then just all in all, good luck, cubes. Thanks for watching this video. Like I said, new unboxings coming in the future. Battery's just about out. No out. Goodbye.